be for more on Cloud9's win.
Thank you very much, Riv. So guys, want to welcome Sneaky and High to the desk. Guys, that was an incredibly impressive game, like 50 minutes long, fights back and forth. So LMQ starts out with a really heavy lead. They take every dragon like on respawn. How do you kind of collect yourselves and figure out, well, we're going to fight 20 minutes into the game or something?
Well, first off, they had a lot of dragon control because one, they have Nunu, and we were 2v1ing on top side. So normally when you're 2v1 on purple side, the blue team can take their first dragon for free. Yep. So they get their first dragon, and they have a lot of pressure mid just because I can't do anything to LeBlanc. He's like double my CS. He just beats me in fights. So he has pressure mid. They have pressure bottom. They just take free dragons, and there's not really anything we can do about that. I need to be at level 11 before we fight, or they need to do a terrible fight. So we knew we were behind. It really sucked. We were trying to figure out what to do, and we just did our best to stall. We had Sneaky get a lot of farm, and they had no MR, so he could poke him a lot with his missiles. So we just had to stall the game slowly, just so he can come back in the end.
So what was the reasoning behind you guys picking Kha'Zix into LeBlanc and knowing that you guys are going to go for this lane swap that's going to isolate you?
We've had better ideas, I would say. I didn't have that much fun in lane, personally. You can ask Wage how much fun he had just bullying me the entire time. I wasn't enjoying myself, but once teamfights started happening, I started having more fun. But that was an interesting matchup.
Yeah. So speaking of matchups as well as making interesting choices, almost had the segue there. Sneaky, you picked Corki with Twitch on the table the entire time. A lot of us were surprised by that. What's the reasoning?
We had way too much physical damage for a Twitch pick to be good there. They could just build all armor. Like, LeBlanc was going Hourglass anyways, so if I was Twitch, it would be insane 80 damage. So Corki was the right choice there.
And was that sort of, did you know you're going for like Kha'Zix early on? Like, is that what you kind of saved your AD pick? Because like you could have like second picked Twitch, for example, right?
I'm not really fully in control of that. So it's more on Lemon because he does most of the pick bans. So I may have first picked Twitch and changed around the whole team comp because I like Twitch so much, but I'm not in full control of it.
All right.
Now, we talked about the rough early game that you guys expected after the drafting phase here, but we have a replay of a dragon fight where I believe you guys start to retake control of this game. So let's get that up on the screen. All right, so this is a dragon fight where you guys are actually starting it out this time.
Right. I think Balls said he wanted to go flank around, so I think right now he's in their jungle, I believe.
Yeah, right.
So he's like flanking their backline, and at the same time that's happening, their front line dives in. We basically kill Zyra every fight at the beginning just because she's so squishy. I'm telling Balls not to dive, to not kill himself right now, because we can't get there to back him up. So we're just focusing on the front line, and when we can start backing up, then we go in. And I don't remember who we all kill here, if anyone.
We killed Vasily.
Oh yeah. Vasily tried to kill me, I think, and then died for it. And we got the other kills for that. So we got a free dragon and like 3 kills, and that's when our momentum in the game started coming back.
Now, prepping that dragon fight, did you know that Xiao was going to return to base and you were going for that window, or is that just fortunate? You guys didn't see him for a while.
We kind of knew he was going to base because I had poked him to half-life from rockets, so we kind of just assumed, and we went for the dragon just because of that.
Well, speaking of your play as well, like, I think more this game than any other one, I saw you diving in, like in the middle of fights, like past Renekton to chase kills down. What makes you think, like, I'm going to dive past the front line and get this kill and get away with it?
It's mainly because they're super low, and I can actually finish them off, and Renekton's so tanky that it's not really worth my time to just try and knock him down rather than finishing up a kill in the back lane.
Yeah. You just decide, yeah, I can deal with it.
It's very important to get me the reset in the fight. And if Sneaky dies for it, but he gives me a reset so I can kill everyone else, like at that top fight, then that's worth it. So if I can get that reset and jump onto other people, then likely the team fight will go well for us.
Yeah, a lot of the times, Sneaky would be looking to go aggressive versus Vasily and use everything. How do you guys actually keep your composure and actually calculate those trades? Because some of the times, trade was not going to go in your favor.
Most of the times, I think in Corki versus Lucian, I think Corki comes out on top, just throwing all your abilities at each other, just because he has to get like a max range ulti to be able to actually beat you. So almost every time I went in, I knew I would come out on top.
There's actually, so we have another replay actually. Talk about fights a whole lot. It's the Baron fight. It's the one. Actually, Baron regens over
it's
medium
a Baron fight.
It's one of them. I think it's the LMQ one.
Yeah.
If you guys want to walk me through this one.
I believe Medius goes for a steal here. I don't honestly know what he was doing because I'm focusing on what I'm doing right now. So Balls uses ulti, but he doesn't really get in the backline with the ulti. So I'm trying to jump in with him at this time, but we can't get to the backline right now. I think Corki gets CC'd and Renekton's on top of him. So the fact that Corki can't hit their backline and Balls has no way of getting there anymore, I can't really jump in, otherwise I would just die as well. We just lose this team fight just because we can't get to the back line. They got to Baron, they kited backwards, and because of that, we lost the fight pretty handedly. It wasn't that
So
fun.
leading up to this Baron by LMQ, you guys took that last turret and you were like out of mana as Kha'Zix. What is the communication with the team at that point? Are you trying to get them to stall for you to get back to Fountain and get your mana to rejoin the Baron area?
A big reason why we lost that fight as well, I think we were too greedy. So we got the mid inner turret, right?
Yeah.
We went to take the top inner turret too, but that took too much of our time and we lost Baron control with that. I think 3 of us had 2,000, 3,000 gold in our pockets. So not only did we not use our money that we had, that they punished us for that. We stood around too long, took the turret, and they knew we had a heal, so they're like, hey, let's just do Baron. They can't all be here. And then they forced a good fight off of our greed, so.
Yeah, I had an insane amount of gold at that fight. I had like 3,000, enough for Blade the Rune King when I backed before the fight even started. So I kind of wanted to back, but I knew they were going to do some pressurizing, so I had to stay.
I actually have a question for you on the Rune King build, because I've seen a lot of AD carries recently go like Bloodthirster, Triforce, Last Whisper, and then add a Rune King on top instead of Infinity Edge. Like, what's up with that build? It's weird to me.
I think Infinity Edge after
Thanks.
Trinity Force is really bad just because you have no crit on Trinity Force. It's the same as its Zeal. So going Blade the Rune King increases your DPS and your survivability like 2 times more than Infinity Edge.
Okay.
To have anything to do with double tanks, or would you just usually get Blade of the Rune King regardless?
I would get Blade the Rune King regardless. You can duel ADs easier, you can run away, you can catch up. It's so much more versatile than Infinity Edge.
Okay. Interesting to talk about that one. Yeah.
We have one more replay, I believe.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't even hear that. Yeah, we have one more replay. I was like, hopefully Kobe heard what that was. So we have one more replay. This is the miraculous comeback in the top lane after they've taken like 2 inhibs down. If we want to pull that replay up as well. So this is basically like the fight that gets you guys back in the game.
Okay, so we traded a dragon for an inhibitor, which I wouldn't really recommend. But at this point in time, we really want to fight. So Balls just basically goes in. We're focusing the front right now, and this fight is extremely chaotic. We can't run it through because of Nunu at the moment, and we're basically just hitting the front line. And Renek is extremely tanky. He's not dying. So we're slowly going in. I'm trying to flank around on the side, and I think Sneaky is just like fighting them all. And then they kill themselves to kill Sneaky pretty soon. But we want to go in, like really badly. And at the same time, our base is dying, so we have to send one person back. I think Meteos backs maybe, I don't really know. But just a team fight in general, they just keep running backwards and it's hard for us to catch up.
And High's call here was, I need a kill or we lose this fight.
Yeah, so Lemon thankfully kills Vasily, and that lets me kill everyone else. If Vasily didn't die there, we probably would have lost that fight. So thank God for Lemon.
Now, did Meteos make the call to go back and defend base by himself, or
Yeah,
did someone?
that was him. He was paying attention to the base the entire game. He's like, all right, I'm coming back, saving the base. And I'm like, all right, we're going fighting then. So it's pretty handy to have someone like him like help out shotgun, because I wasn't paying attention to this right there. I was trying to like win the fight.
That's a good way to save the game. So speaking of Meteos, actually, one thing I was tracking throughout the game was how the junglers were progressing. So a couple of random facts. Around mid-game, after their 3rd dragon, Meteos and No Name had the same amount of gold, because even though he took in 3 dragons, Meteos was farming. And then at a later point in the game, Meteos had 574 gold from Lizard Elder from conservation, and Nunu had 40. He had killed 1 camp since getting his Ancient Golem, and so that gold lead was actually pretty massive between those 2 roles. Watching that Nunu kind of control the jungle against you guys, set up all these fights, like, do you like that style of champion and that style of play? Is there something that you would change if you brought that into Cloud9?
Well, personally, I think Nunu is one of the most annoying champions to deal with, because his sole goal is to be annoying. He doesn't kill you. He doesn't like do anything but annoy you. He throws snowballs, and that's all he does. So I personally don't like the champion. It's really annoying to play versus, but it's like a support jungler, and it's all right. But as you saw there, it got super weak. It had no money, and Lee Sin was just infinitely stronger than Nunu, even though he had early game pressure, and that's what Nunu does. It's just, what does he do after that, other than throw snowballs, I guess?
Well, congratulations on your win. For our last question, you guys have talked a lot about how you are coming back as a team. Do you still feel like, even after this win as well, there's still a lot of room to gain to get back to where you were? Or are you pretty much back to old Cloud9? Sneaky, you first.
I think we're doing a lot better now. Last week we were playing pretty terribly, and we've improved a lot over the week. I think our scrims went really well, and we showed it here today.
What do you think about next week, Hi?
I don't know who we play next week, but I want to keep getting better. We have a long way to go to be where we want to be. And every one of our players have been putting a lot more effort into it. We've been playing more, we've been thinking about the game more, and we're just trying to get better just because we don't want to be at the bottom. So,
well, I know who you're
PG
playing
and
next
CLG.
week. Dignitas.
Oh, wait. Am I week off?
I believe are one of them. Dignitas is a very confident team right now. looking to be, they're at the top of the standings. How do you feel about the new Dignitas with Coast members?
Honestly, they're doing much better than pretty much everyone expected, I believe. They have a lot better vision control now. Their map control is awesome, and their rotations have just gotten better. They're basically probably the best team right now. I don't know.
Okay.
But they're much better than they were before, and I don't know who's doing it. Maybe it's Skyr, the coach.
All right, well, that was a trick question. You're not even playing them next week.
All right.
It is CLG. Ha!
I got lied to.
Kobe.
So,
Dave did.
all right, man.
Yeah, that's the one.
Jeez.
All right. Anyway, guys, congratulations on your win. You guys are obviously playing awesome. We'll keep seeing you guys progress throughout the year, and hey, maybe you can get that first place back. But we've got more games coming on. We're just warming up. When we come back, Team Curse will face off against Evil Geniuses. The summer split